AI.
Which tool can play the role of a resistance
AI.
assessment?
AI, AI
Chat.
and chat GPT.
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT.
Great. Last
Chat
question.
GPT.
Which tool helps you to create
Oh,
presentations, videos?
Canva.
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 ग्रुप
Canva.
पर
Canva.
ग्रुप पर
Canva.
आंसर दे रहा है कैनवा.
Great. Nice. I think that was really, really interesting. Thank you so much for engaging really well. Just forget the scores. All of us have won the game. There was, and I think there is effective understanding of all the tools that has happened earlier. So today we are going to talk about. We talked about. We will discuss a lot about staff meeting. Why does it matter? What should we do? And digital tools. So this is how the day is going to look like. We are all going to have some mechanisms to reflect on our own staff meetings. Then we will talk about why do staff meetings matter. We all talk about yes, it is collaborative, it is interactive, but why is it required? We will talk about that. Then we will talk about toolbox for engagement. What are the different tools that you can use? And then we will have a closing reflection. That's how the day will look like. What I will do now is share a link. Deepika, can you help me share that link on the chat? There are chances that only few of us are able to join the link. That is still okay. If some people are not able to access the link, you can share the answers in the chat box itself, right? Yes. So Deepika will send a link. You just click on that link.
I've shared the link.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, there are chances that not all people will be able to access the link. That's fine. If you're not able to access the link, it says the access is entry is denied. Please share your responses in the chat as well. Yes. So the question is, a teacher led a part of the staff meeting. So, how often does it happen in our staff meetings? Always, rarely, never, sometimes.
Sometimes, madam.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Wow. So sometimes is staying high. Great. Okay. We will move to the next question.
Hello,
Another question will
hello,
come
ma'am.
on your screen. You can continue to respond. This
Ma'am, are you
teacher or
listening?
the person who is sorry.
Yeah, ma'am, we have to submit the answers also or not?
You just click and give submit. It will reflect here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the school leader or any person here, we are not villainizing the school leader, definitely. But whoever is moderating the meeting did all the talking is what we mean. Okay. Sometimes, never, rarely, always. Okay. Okay. Here also sometimes is there. And really, really happy to see never and rarely also trying to make strides. Very nice. Great. Unanimously to sometimes. Okay. We'll move to the next question. The staff were asked to vote or share input before a decision is made. I remember some of us also shared how collaboratively decisions are made in the meetings. Wow, There is a lot of always here. Very interesting. Sometimes, rarely, never. Okay. Always and sometimes is in very close competition here. Okay. 38, 39. Okay. Okay. We'll go to the next question. So happens, right? No one knew the meeting agenda in advance. Wow. Never, sometimes, always. Hmm. That's the catch it sometimes, right? It's neither there or here. But very, very interesting to see. Never and rarely are comparatively less, which is nice to see. Okay. It's like slowly the always is trying to come up. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. We'll go to the next question. A teacher's idea was appreciated and added to the action plan. Wow, always is there. Nice. Very interesting. This is very, very interesting response. I'm so glad that all our staff meetings are so engaging and interactive. And teachers, I'm sure teachers also will feel value to come for the meetings. We have just two more questions. We'll quickly go over that. Only circulars were read out with no room for discussions. Wow. Okay. There were only some information sharing. It need not be just circular, but there was some information that was disseminated and there was no room for any discussion. We are just listeners there. Cool. Sometimes never. Very nice to see never. There are okay. And there would be multiple reasons for it. And there are times that staff meetings also where we have to quickly disseminate information, and there are times when not always we'll be able to open the floor for discussion. That's still okay, but how frequently does it happen is something that we are seeing. Great. Okay, we will move to the last question. I think this also reflects one of the sharing in the beginning. The meeting included a moment of sharing uh, classroom experiences where teachers were given a platform or school leader observed something and that was shared during the meeting. Wow, it is very nice to see always. Very, very interesting. Unanimous. That's very, very nice to see the responses. Great. Okay, with all of this, I think all of us got some time to reflect about the different meetings that we have either conducted or the meetings that we participated. Can you tell me what are we talking about today? I know it is staff meeting, okay, but so let's not give out that answer. But what in staff meeting are we talking about? Thank you so much
Talking
for
about
all.
teamwork.
Okay.
Using technology.
Okay.
Using technology for staff meeting.
Okay. Voice of teacher, staff engagement, importance of staff opinion, coordination, engagement. So many responses. Role of a leader. Yeah.
Using technology
Using technology. What are we using technology for?
for staff meeting.
Participation in staff meetings.
Participation in staff meetings. Very nice.
I think the
For
tools that
meaningful
we used,
engagement.
the tools that we use just now are also part of the engagement. So maybe there's no monologue and like collective participation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. How to make staff meeting more interactive? Exactly, right? So we are all going to talk about and we are all reflecting about participatory team meeting where it is not just one person who is talking. There are room for different people to share the opinion. There is meaningful engagement. The people who are coming
Brainstorming.
into, sorry?
Brainstorming.
Brainstorming, there are ideas being discussed. It is not just information dissemination. A lot of things can happen in staff meeting. And today we will see what are some of the tools that we can use so that these voices will be heard more, right? So let's also think about why are we talking about participatory team meeting, right? Can anyone share why should it be a participatory? Because meeting is all about sharing the information. The meeting
If
would
it
have been
is,
convened.
if it's not participatory, then it will not be implemented in the classrooms.
Okay. If it's not participated, it will not be implemented in the classroom. Okay. Anyone else? Does anyone has thought, why should I participate if I have the ready information that is given to me? I can just go and implement. I don't necessarily have to participate in the meeting.
Basically, if it's a
Maybe
leader
Involve
or
the decision
anyone.
making. Be part of the
Yeah, ma'am. If
decision
leader,
making.
okay.
Yeah.
If
through
leader
participation we can
initiate something, no, everybody will be agree with that and try to participate accordingly, and all of the staff members will be agree according to that,
Thank you so much. So there
like
are
that.
innovative ideas, sharing. We're talking about we'll get more ideas and we'll feel accountability. There is collective wisdom, new
Basically,
strategies. So
it basically also
many
gives
aspects.
insightful to
We
achieve
request our
a goal
participants
which has
to
been decided by the
raise your
school
hand.
management.
Uh, yeah, we request our participants to just raise your hand
Yeah.
so that there is no confusion.
no, no.
Yeah.
Responses. Yeah, we will take your
Hmm.
responses. Just raise your hand and we'll
Yeah.
call out your name. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So there is democratic. So very, very beautiful words are being used, right? So let's see what the studies say. So the studies say one survey that was done by NCRT in 2022, it says there are only 35% of the teachers who say that their opinions are actively sought and they're valued in school level decision makings. That's what the survey said. And why is it so? It has a lot of connection to teacher retention, feeling valued, positive school culture. And that's what Nishta National Review, which was done by TIS, reveals. Schools that promote participatory decision making report higher teacher morale, retention, and classroom engagement. When my voice is heard, is when I feel that, okay, whatever is shared in the meeting, I should go back in my classroom and try. And similarly, NUPA, National University of Education Planning and Administration, they say schools promote active teacher voice in staff meetings showed a 20% improvement in collaborative school culture as perceived by both teachers and students, leading to a more positive learning environment. So, though we may think that the staff meeting is happening within four walls, it goes a long way beyond that. It creates a positive school culture in itself. And finally, one of the research that is published in the Journal of Indian Education, it says schools where teachers reported consistently low level of participation in staff discussions. In those schools, there was a 10 to 15 percentage more instances of teacher leaving the school. The attrition rate was higher as compared to schools with more inclusive meeting structures. So this is what the studies say. So like we said, being democratic, engaging in more ideas, and not just being listening to what someone else is saying, giving me a space for me to share my thoughts and opinions. Yeah. So when we have more voice inside a room, definitely we feel more valued there. And when we go back, we also feel like going back, attempting and coming back on also sharing a feedback, saying this worked and this didn't work, right? So this is what studies say. Okay, we all reflected about meetings. I'm going to share with you some scenarios of how we enter into meetings. It could be a person who is going to facilitate the meeting, or it could be a participant. Okay. If you resonate with the image that I send, please send a heart smiley in the chat. If you say that, okay, I also enter into the meeting room like this, then send a heart, otherwise, don't send. Ready? Yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I see some notes, so I'll go ahead. How many of you feel this way when you enter into the meeting room? Okay, Shivani ma'am says yes. Heart. Okay. Okay. No. Completely understandable. Okay. No. Okay. Never. Okay. Very interesting. I like meetings. Meetings are my favorite. I walk into the meeting room really happy and joyful, look forward to meetings. Some are like, no way. I'm not like that. Interesting. Not always. Okay. Okay, great. Depends. Okay. Short meetings are good. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show another image. Tell me if you resonate with this. Voice script says happy staff meeting, but I don't think the person is really, really happy about it. Me, I see. Okay. No. I see some smiles also. I think some of us are able to relate. I hope today we are not sitting in the meeting like this. I hope we are in the first image. Sessions are my favorite. Always facing internal politics. Yeah. Very interesting. She's sleepy. Meeting should not be when we are about to leave for home. I completely understand. Student centric. Very nice. Okay. Now it's going to be very interesting. Happens during extra long meetings. Okay, I have something special for this. Have you entered the meeting like this? Please end the meeting before my brain melts. Yes. Always. Yes. Okay. Okay. I think this is when staff meetings are held when we are about to leave home, right? Like I'm drained, I have had enough dramas and traumas inside classroom. Not anymore. I understand. Most of the time it happens by the end of the day, extended hours. Yeah, I completely understand. It's drained out. It's me. So many people are able to relate to this. Okay. Now the last category, okay? I'm calling a staff meeting to celebrate you all. It could be from the lens of a facilitator or it could be from the lens of, oh, miracle. Okay. Never. I hope you can take some of the learnings from these sessions and use these tools to change that never to at least sometimes. I really hope that happens. I really look forward to it. Okay. Big joke. Rarely. Yay. Never. Very nice. Hope it happens. Staff appreciation. Very, very meaningful responses. And I really, really appreciate that in a huge crowd of, we are around 250 people, and it takes courage to actually share the genuine response rate. So thank you so much for doing this. Um, so we are going to, we have seen the different mood and mindset with which we enter the meeting, and we are all geared up to see what can happen really well, right? We are going to see a video now. As we see the video, I understand the video, the accent might be difficult for some of us, which includes me. So I will be turning on the captions as well. Even if you're not able to capture the entire script, let's just try to observe the body language, the way they are interacting with each other, what kind of conversations are being held. So let's take a look at the video. Are we ready for a video? Yes? Okay, I'm getting some nods and saying yes. So thank you so much for that response. So people might be walking in with any mindsets like we saw earlier. And we are going to use that lens and also see this video. I think I will have to reshare so that you will all hear the audio. 1 second. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for coming to our weekly student success meeting.
I hope we can hear.
Yes.
Thank you.
Vidya, is it possible to
and
make it full screen?
Yes, I will do
Let's
that.
get started. So I have our list of chronically absent students here, and I've been noticing a troubling trend. A lot of students are skipping on Fridays. Does anyone have any idea what's going on?
I've heard some of my mentees talking about how it's really hard to get out of bed on Fridays. It might be good if we did something like a pancake breakfast to encourage them to come.
I think that's a great idea. Let's try that next week.
It might also be because a lot of students have been getting sick now that it's getting colder outside. I've had a number of students come by my office with symptoms like sniffling and coughing. We should put up posters with tips for not getting sick since it's almost flu season, like, wash your hands after the bathroom, stuff like that.
I think that's a good idea, and it'll be a good reminder for the teachers as well. So one other thing I wanted to talk about, there's a student I've noticed here, John Smith. He's missed 7 days already, and it's only November. Does anyone have an idea what's going on with him?
I might be able to fill in the gaps there. I talked to John today, and he's really stressed out. He's been dealing with helping his parents take care of his younger siblings during the day. It might actually be a good idea if he spoke to the guidance counselor a little bit.
I can talk to John today if you want to send him to my office after you meet with him. It's a lot to deal with for a middle schooler.
Great, thanks. And I can help out with the family's childcare needs. I'll look for some free or low-cost resources in the community to share with John, and he can share them with his family.
Great, well, some really good ideas here today. Thanks for coming, and if no one has anything else, I think we can wrap up.
Yes, so we all have taken a look at the video, right? Can you share what did you see in the video? What did you notice in the video? Syed, I see Syed sir's hand raised. Do you want to share? How meaningful a meeting looks. I can also see, yes, we will definitely share the link of the video. It's simple to the point. It is towards the solution, accountability, affirmation, students. Yes, Syed?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a really nice video. I really like the way it started. The meeting was called Student Success Meeting, So that set the tone for the purpose and how the meeting is going to go along. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I also see Akshinta Das. Please, apologies if I'm pronouncing wrong. Yes.
You have pronounced it properly. Yeah, I think the meeting is very engaging in a sense because they are talking about students. They are focusing on students. Like, for example, one of the ladies, she explained about, John is not coming to school for like a last 7 days. What seems to be the problem? The others address the problem saying that he's having trouble coming to school because he has family issues, he has to take care of his younger siblings, and they're like, we should talk to the guidance counselor. Maybe it's good that they're focusing on the children and not just focusing on the resources and teaching, which is a very good part, and they're focusing on how to improve the students' needs. Like, okay, I think this student is not able to do certain things because of some reasons, and maybe we should help them. And I think these are the reasons, this is the reason why we can, these problems need to be addressed in a staff meeting, I feel.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I also see so many hands raised. We'll definitely have conversations. With the interest of time, we will conclude and we will definitely give chances for everyone to speak. So I really like how we have all noticed how student centric or how the body language setting the tone was, getting everyone's response. But we also, when we think about the real staff meetings, let's say if it's a huge school with like 50, 60 teachers, then how do we get opinions from everyone, right? That is also a challenge. And we all saw a 2-minute video where we talked about there was a clear agenda, there was time for hearing from everyone, everyone shared very crisp points. But when we actually step into school, does it always happen that way? Is a big question. We might have a lot to share, and how do we give chance for everyone to share, and the meeting will continue for a long time, right? At the same time, it is very important to hear everyone's voices. And I think as people who are facilitating meetings, for me also today, now it is very difficult because many of you want to share, all of you are raising hands. Sometimes it becomes very difficult for me to give chances for everyone, but still I want to listen to everyone. And that's why we keep saying, okay, share your opinions in chats, right? So that's exactly what we are going to talk about today. Whether it is a small group or a large group, how do we take the characteristics that we saw in the video, setting a clear agenda? What are the avenues through which we can get the opinions from everyone? Let's say today we were talking about very sensitive things like what do you, does the teacher talk, does the school leader do all the talking? Is only the circular being shared? Some of them we might not be comfortable to share very genuine responses. Today we also might have shared thinking, okay, we are all like unknown people, it's okay to share. But it then becomes a very closed group, that might also be difficult to share very genuine responses, right? So those are the areas where the digital tools can be of real help. When we are able to quickly get the opinions from all of them, we can still hold a 20-minute meeting with a huge crowd like a 60 staff in this school. So what are some of the tools that we can use is something that we will see today. Yes, so thank you so much for all the responses as well. So let's also think about what are some of the really good things that happen in our meeting and what are some of the things that are really difficult in my meeting, right? Deepika, can you help me share the second link on the chat? So here, again, like the first one, maybe not all of us will be able to access the link. If we are not able to access the link, let's make sure that we are sharing our responses in the chat. Yeah. Yeah. So I think people who have joined can see the response. If you're finding it difficult to join the link, feel free to share the responses in the chat.
The link is shared.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deepika. So we are just going to write about what did you like the most about staff meeting. Okay, I can see that one participant is typing. Interaction. Wow, nice. Shout outs. Okay, very interesting. Announcements. Communication, brainstorming. Okay, I think multiple people have given interaction. So it's coming out as a big one. Okay, brainstorming also. Nice. Recognition, involvement and being heard. Okay, 31 people are typing. Great. Icebreakers, knowledge transfer. Very, very interesting, right? Like we are all typing the same thing in different words, and it's very nice to see some words like interaction, discussion, and communication, which is standing out in the meetings. Yes. Very interesting. Solution, discussion. I'm also seeing some responses in the chat. Exchange of ideas, planning, collaboration, peer learning, positive, staff interaction time, discussion. Great. Anyone has any guesses why the word interaction is big and other words are like moving around?
Highest response.
By the interaction, the problems will be solved, ma'am. We will have different ideas to solve the problem, so that we should be student centric like that. So we can able to identify the problem where it is lagging behind, and then we are try to solve that accordingly with our, with staff members.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ideas.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I think so many people are sharing the same responses: interaction, discussion, and problem solving. I also see that more people are typing. We will just quickly move to the next question as well. I think you can see the next question. What do you want to see improve in your staff meetings, or what is something that's not there but you really want to see? What is that area that you want to see? Allow voices. Okay. More participation. Keep it short. Opportunity. More participation. Yes. Time checking. We have to do time checking. Yes. Yes. Interesting. To the point discussion. Yes. Extremely, very, very interesting responses. Open platform, voice of teachers, listen to understand, not argue, more positive attitude, crisp and engaging. I also see that 15 participants are typing and things are moving around based on how the responses are. Great. This is very interesting. Fruitful. Yes. So we can keep sharing more answers. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, can we take a pause and think about what have we done so far in this session that felt very engaging? If you see, we are around 250 people who are in the meeting. 262 people are there in the meeting. Not everyone unmuted and shared, but we heard from almost everyone in this meeting, right? So what did we do today? Used tech to include maximum voices. Yes. Showed interest and participated. We had the freedom to speak our thoughts. Yes. It was a two-way interaction, interactive sessions. Yes. 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 Very, very interesting point. We were able to share without judgment, probably because our names were also not displayed, right? So we were able to also share our honest opinions. We could freely give our opinions. Yes. I'm seeing that response very, very frequently. More responses are there. Okay. What did this engagement make you feel? How did you feel about engaging? Relaxed, valued, more seen,
Superb, ma'am.
respected? Wow. Encouraging, inclusive, respected. Wow. I think the objective of this session is achieved. So, all the words that we are bussing the chats with, right? These the feelings that we want all the teachers to walk out with, or any staff to walk out with, both the teachers and the person who is conducting the meeting, feeling valued, feeling that I am heard, I am seen, and this is a place I can share my opinions. So that's exactly what these tools will help us do. So to cut all these long story, to cut it short, the tools that we used today are Mentimeter, Slido, and Jeopardy Labs. These are the names of the three tools that we used. What we are going to do now, some of you, I'm sure some of you might have used many of these tools. I'm just going to give you a demo of Mentimeter and Jeopardy Labs today, because Mentimeter and Slido are very, very similar. But we will also be sharing more resources about Slido as well, where you can engage. So are we ready to see a demo? We will
Yes.
go into the Mentimeter thing. Yes. 1 second. So this is Mentimeter. So it is very similar to how we log in into multiple things. So when we go into Mentimeter, it will ask us to log in or sign up. Because I have signed up already, that's why it is showing go to home. Otherwise, it will ask you to log in. Okay, I can log out and show as well. So this shows login and sign up. If you have not signed up before, you have not used Mentimeter before, then you will go into sign up and do the same thing that we followed for Canva or ChatGPT for that matter. We will sign up using our existing account. So since I have done that, it is asking which login I want to do. So I am logging in. I'm giving my credentials and it is going to log in. Yes. So here, when I come to home, I see presentations shared with me and all of that. So I can go into presentations. I can go into new Menti option and I can, this opens like a Google slide or a Canva aspect as well. So this is like start from a scratch. You can use a template, you can import a slide. You can definitely explore all of these. We will share the tutorial for this, all the support materials. I am going to just take start from scratch and it gives me multiple options. It might be, for example, the one that we use today is multiple choice. So this is going to be like, I'm giving multiple options and all the participants can give the responses and it moves. There is also open-ended question. I can just give the question and the answers can be very open-ended, like we did. What did you like about the meeting? What do you want to improve in the meeting? And there is another option of ranking. For example, I like tea, coffee, juice, etc. I like science subject, social subject, or different subjects, and they can rank. So, like this, there are different options. Word cloud is what we used in Slido, another tool. There are question and answers where you can just share your questions. What we will do today, I am just going to show about open-ended option. So I will click open-ended and then what question you want to ask. Can anyone give an example of what kind of questions do we want to ask in a staff meeting? Can any one of you share one question? What question will be relevant during a staff meeting where all the teachers are sitting there and the facilitator wants to ask some question?
How to improve the interest of the students during the class?
How to improve student engagement in classroom, can I write?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So this is the question. I have written the question here. And we can do multiple options here. Should we allow people to give only one answer? Then we turn it off. If we have to allow them to write multiple answers, then you can give multiple responses per person so that you can submit and keep giving answers again and again. Yes. So we do that. We can do text colors, all the changes that we want to do. And we can, there is an option called, we can also share the themes, interactivity. I am just going into the basic things so that we can see how it works. Yes, so you can use the link that you can see here. I am using this link. So this, we have to name, for example, let's say staff meeting for student engagement. I'm just giving the name. I'm giving save, and participation link is what I will use to share it to all the participants. For example, today, the link that I have created now, I am going to share it in the chat now. So this is the link that we will get. This is the participation link, which you can share it to the participants. They can click the link. And what we want to do is there will be an option to present, right? So when we do this, I'm just opening the same thing that we are using here. So I can just use the option present, and whatever slide that I am seeing here is the question that you will see. For example, when I'm changing the slide here, the question for you also will change. So I can use multiple slides. This is very, very similar to a PowerPoint presentation or a Google slide. So as I am presenting here and changing the slide, the question on your mobile phone or the people who are attending the voting link, that also will share. The difference is that we will only be sharing the link. We will use the share option. Participation link is what we will share it to you. If you notice, this is what you have got the link. And for them to see the results, the questions to change, I will use the present option. Like this, there are different options. So today we have seen this. There are also different options as a word cloud, question and answer, ranking, all of that. There is only one catch here, like any other tool, right? Since we are not using a pro version, we are not using a paid version, I will only be able to use this for a count of 50 participants. Since more than 50 people have used today, then it becomes difficult for me to use another presentation since it is a free tool. Right? But today, if we see, though the limit was 50, because it was only one presentation, more than 100 people could participate here. And it is very unlikely that, very less probability that there are more than 50 to 60 or more than 100 people in a staff meeting. So we will be able to use multiple presentations. So even if it's a weekly meeting, we can still use. If it's going to be a school with like 10 teachers, 15 teachers, we can use multiple presentations. And there are very, very different options as well. We just have to be careful that we have to use the share option, take the participation link and share it to the teachers. And what we will use to screen is the present view so that people will see the questions as we change. Yes. And one benefit here is that if you see, none of the names were displayed. So it was a very open-ended question. So we are able to quickly get the different responses as well. And people who are sharing also can share very openly and genuinely because the names are not displayed and there is no fear of judgment. Yes. We will share all these resources as well, definitely.
Can I ask something? Sorry.
Yeah, we will listen to the question. If it is a long answer, I will keep it
No,
to
no, just
30 or
just a
so.
normal thing.
Yes.
I'm just asking, like, if I've created this link, at least I have 40 students in the classroom. So can I share only once, and they can submit it their responses, and after that, nobody can like access. Is it like that?
You're asking if the limit is raised, will other people not be able to access?
Yes.
Yes. So unfortunately, for the free version, that's how it's there. So if you see my screen, 50 participant per month is what it says, but 120 people have logged in. So because of that, I'm not able to present another quiz today. But if it's a different questions that you want to ask, different slides, one slide we have to ask Q&A, one slide we have to ask multiple choice, that can be done. And we can share this link in any platform. WhatsApp, Google Chat, Google Meet, Zoom, anywhere.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And Slido is also very, very similar to what we saw now. Which is very, very similar to Mentimeter. So this also we will share the guidelines so that you can use. It is very similar to login and then you go and create a Slido and then you can give a name for the slide that you want to create a Slido, and then again you can choose what kind of question you want to ask. Do you want it to be a Q&A, multiple choice, word cloud? This is very, very similar. That's why we are not doing a run through of the same thing. I will quickly go into the next one as well. You remember the game that we played, right? So this is called Jeopardy. It's called Jeopardy Labs. The link also we will share it. So here it is like a quiz. So for doing Jeopardy Labs, all we need is one laptop or one mobile wherever we are creating. The participant need not use any link because we are projecting it and it's like an online quiz that happens, right? So you can just go to create a Jeopardy game. You don't have to log in and join because it asks for a payment. So we can go for create a Jeopardy game. And one thing that we have to do is we have to give a password. Let's say I am giving Firki as the password. Yeah, we just have to remember this password to access this and give start building. And it comes like this. I hope everyone can see my screen. So here we can have questions that we can ask and add the answers. I will also give an example. Can you give me an example of a kind of question that we can ask in a staff meeting along with answer?
Is there is progress in the result with the previous exam like that?
Okay. I think it's more like, did it happen in your classroom or not? But can we think about some generic questions as well? For example,
Like it asked the
Um,
something
Results of
related with
which
discipline.
sorry. I can one of you speak? I think multiple people are speaking. Yes.
No, we can ask them to raise hands and maybe take one
I'll give
response.
an example. Which year was Kotari Commission report published? Right? And you can give the answer here. Does anyone know which year was Kotari Commission report published? It's an education report. We can just give the answer here. It was
1966, ma'am.
1966. Giving continue. So there is question prompt and there is answer. Now I can add as many questions as I want. I can add category name as well. And finally, I can give save and finish. Right? And when we do it, I can see how many groups. For example, if there are 2 teams, 3 teams, custom, you can give any number of teams. So if you see today, we did for 3 teams. When we are doing it in real, it's going to be even more easier. So I can choose the number of teams and then give start, and this question will come. I will show an example of something that I had created already so that we can see. Yes. So I am just opening my school. And how many teams do you want to play this game? Can you give me some examples?
Two teams,
Okay, I'm
A
giving.
and B. Like that.
Okay, and there are questions. Can you see here? There are questions about school policies, national curriculum framework, and child psychology. I'm just giving the title and just opening one question. We might not have answer here. Child psychology. So the question is, according to Piaget, the concrete operational stage begins at what age? So it's more like a quiz, which is more suitable. For example, when let's say if there was a policy that was announced and we just want to do a quick check for understanding if all of them have read that policy, then we can do this kind of activity. Right? Since I've not given answer, it is not there. Let's say school policy. Who approves a teacher's leave request in the school? Can we have some answers?
Principal.
Principal. So different schools might have different policies as well. For example, there might be an academic coordinator who does approve, or there might be an HR person who approves. So depending on your school, you can feed in the answers. So this will be a very quick check for understanding of whatever policies are in place, whatever structures we are following in the place. For example, it could be like which day is everyone allowed to wear a color dress into the school and come. For example, the school that I studied, every Wednesday was a different uniform and every Saturday was a color dress. So things like that also we can understand, especially when we are talking about, for example, leave policy. So we can clarify a lot of doubts here. So this is we can. So I have just given some random example. Let's say what is the key focus of NCF in national foundational stage, ages 3 to 8? What is the key focus? So there is this cognitive
literacy and
motor skill that is development. These are some examples that I have shown to just show how this can be utilized in the meetings. NCF recommends reducing the dash load on children, academic load on children. It could be anything. In NCF, how many stages are proposed in the curricular structure? So it is like 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. I'm just giving different examples. How can teams be? Yeah, sorry, I really forgot to tell the same this thing. I will just go back. 1 second. How to do the scoring, right? Yes. So let's say I enter into the Firki session. This is one conversation we had. And okay, I have to reset it 1 second. We can play the same quiz multiple times. Okay. So I am opening the question 100 question and what tools did we do, and all of you told the right answer. So team 1 told, so you can see a plus sign here. So I click plus, the 100 gets automatically added. Yeah. And there is team 2 and people said the answer right. So I gave plus here, 200 got added. and there is one question on 300, they say the right answer, 300 gets added, and the score will be there always. Right? This is one way we can use. And if we want to replay the quiz, we can just go to menu, then just do a reset here. It will reset and all the questions will again be enabled and the scores are set to 0. So it is only 100, 200 or 300. So like you see here, if you go and start creating, let's say, you will have multiple options of 100, 200, 300. It is just that we have to do it as equal amount. For example, if there are going to be 5 teams, we have to ensure that all 5 teams have 100, all 5 teams have 200, like that. And if you want to add anything also, you can add. If you want to delete, you can delete. You can do anything like that. You can change the order. You can change the score also. If you don't want it to be 100, 200, you just want it to be 10, 20, 30, you can do that. If you just want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can do that. So I'm just opening this. I am writing my question. What is the facilitator's name? I'm just adding random question. And my name is Vidya, so I'm just adding it here. So there is question, there is answer, and you can see here. And if you have to save and finish, and then if you just open, or you can also give no teams and then start, you can just give the question, what is the facilitator's name? And then you can give the space bar. You will see the answer as well. This is how we can use Jeopardy Labs. I'll take a pause here. I know some of us have questions. We will be sharing the detailed, I know we took some time only to share that, but I just wanted to share the basics of it so that tomorrow when we receive the tutorial video, we can explore more aspects. So it is like water cycle, clouds, like you see the example, there are different ways you can create. We can create it even for classroom options, not just for staff meetings. Yes.
And how to show the correct answer?
You just have to click the space bar, sir. If you're using it in phone, you can just do a tap below, it will come. Or there will be an option that says, click here to reveal the answer. So you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. It can it be used offline? It can be used offline. So if you see here, find the Jeopardy and I'm just going to Firki session. If you see here, there is an option called download. So it will download in our local system and you can use that to project it. You can just double click that and project it. So you can create it online and then save it and use it in your own mobile phone or a projector, all of that. Yes, great. I know if we have more questions, I request we can have these questions to be shared by the participants and we would be happy to share the answers like an FAQ also. And we will share all these tools, tutorial links as well so that you can explore more and share your questions, try it out. And if you have more questions, please share it with us. Yes, so what are the different places? I'm just quickly going into the other things so that we will have some time for Q&A as well. So if you see here, Mentimeter slide on Jeopardy, where we can use, basically Mentimeter can be used for polls, feelings, so where we are using it for check-ins or a feedback. And what we would need is we have to create one link and all of that. And all the participants will also need either a mobile phone or a system where they can also access the link and give the answers. And it is the same for Mentimeter and Slido. And if we go into the Jeopardy, usually Jeopardy is used for learning. So like we saw, it's going to be like a fun quiz or a team learning. And what is the device that is needed? It is only a laptop is needed and a projector is needed only for the facilitator. We don't need any link to be shared with any of the participants. You can just conduct it like a quiz. So this is where you can use. And one thing that like we saw in Mentimeter and Slido, there are options to say that give me the name also, but it also provides an option to be anonymous so that you will get maximum responses as well. Yes. Where will I get recording? It will be uploaded in the Firki portal. Okay, I'm going to give some scenarios. So these are going to be links. So when you get this link, you can also see that I will quickly share this. So if you see Mentimeter, and this is the link that you will get. And there is a course, Mentimeter for educators. So you can just start the course and you can explore. So there will be a complete tutorial of what are the different options which are there. As an educator, how can I use Mentimeter? All of these aspects will be there. Similarly, for Slido, how do I create? How do I create interaction? How do I set a limit? What do I do for a Q&A? All of these aspects will be there in Slido as well. And for Jeopardy, like there will be a link where you can explore and learn, and there will be a link where you can learn more about Jeopardy. So you will get this slide deck today. If you all of these are embedded with links. So if you actually go into the slide deck and click that, you can see that these links can be accessed. So it will help you to do a self-learning as well. I am going to share some scenarios. You please tell me which tool that we can use. Is it Mentimeter or Slido or Jeopardy Labs? Okay. So scenario is silence after sharing, right? And we see this often. You are sharing a new initiative at the staff meeting, but after the explanation, there is complete silence. No one responds, even when someone is asking for feedback. You are unsure whether they have understood or is it the hesitance to speak. So when you have shared information, there is no response. How would you gather honest input from the team at this point? Which tool would you use?
Slido.
Mentimeter, Slido, Mentimeter, Slido. Yes, interchangeably. It could be Mentimeter, it could be Slido.
Mentimeter, ma'am.
Mentimeter.
Yes, because both of these tools provide anonymous response. Interesting. We'll see the next scenario. So there is a policy fatigue. You need to revisit safety protocols and school policies during the meeting. But teachers are already tired of repeated reminders. So you want to make this feel fresh and participatory. So how can you turn this policy review into something very, very interactive and energizing? Which tool would help? Okay. Jeopardy, 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 Jeopardy. Okay.
Jeopardy.
Share why Jeopardy and not Mentimeter or Slido.
Jeopardy, ma'am, because it's creates some enthusiasm, right?
Yeah, so
It's like a refresher, so it helps them to come back and review what they've understood and then
yes,
remember it.
yes. Thank you so much. It also gives an option for them to participate as Go group, so they can discuss and then come back. So even if the answer is going to be wrong, we are also going to reveal the right answer at the end of it, right? So it is going to be Jeopardy. And last scenario, divided opinions. This is again yet another usual aspect, right? So during a meeting about shifting the school timetable, teachers have differing opinions. Some speak up, others stay quiet. You sense undercurrents but can't gauge everyone's views fairly in an open discussion. How can you surface and synthesize everyone's opinion?
Mentimeter.
Mentimeter.
Mentimeter, ma'am.
Mentimeter. Nice. Can we use Jeopardy for this?
No, I think so.
No? Okay. Can we use Slido for this?
I think
Yes, we can.
Slido will be
Slido
good.
will be.
Yes. Both Slido and Mentimeter are useful when you want to gather everyone's input in one place. So all the responses can be shown in one place is where we can use Slido and Mentimeter. And Jeopardy, like all of you said, these information either would have received, they would have received it, or you want to orient about something new. So to know what they already know about it, you can conduct it like a quiz. Yes, so I'm seeing so many responses as well. Great. Okay, so we have talked about where you can use what policy and all of that, but I am sure all of you have like enough experiences. So not just staff engagement or particular discussion, right? So where other places do you think you can use these tools? I think one of them already mentioned about can I use it inside a classroom for students? So like that, be it Mentimeter or Slido or Jeopardy, where else do you think you can use? I am seeing so many responses. Would any of you want to share? If yes, please raise your hand. We will call out your name. With competition, exit slip, recap.
It
Okay.
can be a pre-assessment or it can be post-assessment plenary also.
Yes, thank you so much. I see Vinod Kumar hands raised. Do you want to answer?
Yeah, I think we can use in workshop, obviously, like to do opening and the end of the meetings also.
Yeah,
Yes.
when we are doing an opening, when we are doing workshops, when we are doing closing, we can do this. Great, thank you so much. Sayeda, I see Sayeda's
Yeah,
hand.
ma'am. Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am. If we are taking digital class, so ma'am, after taking the whole class, we can then give the question and start polling like that. With the Mentimeter, we get an idea how the students comprehend the topic like that. We can have that idea by
great.
using this.
Great. So one of them also have asked, what do we mean by exit slip? Exit slip is basically like a closing activity. So when they walk out of the session, they get a small paper kind of a thing with some questions, just like the quiz questions that we have today, and they will respond to that. So this will also, it is more like a self-assessment for them. How much have they understood inside the classroom? Great. So I'm seeing so many responses for assessments, for teachers, for brainstorming meeting. Great. Okay. Now, what about situations? Is it digital only the way? Not necessary. There are places where, like many of us asked here, offline, can I use it offline? Because there are different places where the connectivity is very less. Not everywhere connectivity is high. If you want to share it during a virtual session, it is very, very difficult, right? So you can still use, when there is low tech support, we can still use WhatsApp polls. We can still use the charts and flashcards and all of these things like that. And you can also do, even if you're sitting in a small classroom, a small corner in the classroom near the blackboard or the whiteboard, setting up a space to give us a suggestion corner, and you ask the teachers to write it as they go is also there. What we are trying to say here is, it is the mindset. What is the, like we all reflected, right? It made me feel valued, heard, seen. So what is the value, what is the feeling with which we want the teachers to go back with, is the central point. And it is not necessarily the tool. So like the word tool, it is just a tool to get maximum participation. And if we have tech, we can use digital things. If we don't have access to technology, we can still provide more options for people to speak up. So it is all about the mindset more than the medium. These tools are just few of the many, many, many examples that we have. We can use Google Forms, we can use Google Slides, and you might be knowing so many other tools as well. These are some of the tools that we can use. And why is this needed? We also talked about why should we participate in staff meetings and all of that, right? We also talked about how, when I feel valued and heard, I will want to use this in my classroom. I will want to explore this and experiment this. There is more to it, right? So how do adults learn? So there is something called as andragogy. We call it adult learning principle. What does this say? It says adults learn best when they are actively involved. Participants retain up to 70% more information when they engage in discussions and apply knowledge in real time rather than just listening. When they are also contributing to it, they remember what the discussion was, they will be able to apply it more. This is what adult learning theory says. And education development trust. So there is India School Leadership Review. It says voice and autonomy fuel motivation. Teachers who feel their voices are valued in meetings, they report a 2.5 times increase in motivation and collaboration. They are the ones who would want to collaborate more. They are the ones who feel motivated. And they are the people who resemble the first image, right? Wow, meetings, I really love meetings. Rather than, okay, tell me, please end the meeting before the meeting, my brain melts. So, this, when we give space for more teachers to talk, that's when they look forward to come to meetings and they will not run away from the meetings. And the last study, right, like UNESCO and Azim Premji Foundation together did a study, and it says reflective dialogue improves practices. So it says schools that embed reflection and dialogue into regular meetings show a 15 to 20% improvement in peer learning and instructional planning. So when there is more reflections, when there is more voices in the meetings, then they want to collaborate more, they want to plan more, they want to experiment more, and there is a 15 to 20% increase that is observed in school. So it says चित्र हमारा शब्द आपके गतिविधि द्वारा poet or author का information देना. This activity was very useful. Engagement is a must, but I'm still thinking if these tools in offline meeting will be a better option. Actually, have face-to-face option discussion. Definitely, if we have the time and space to hold a discussion where everyone's voices can be heard, you don't have to use these tools. But there are times where we are also talking about short meetings. Like I said in the beginning, there might be 60 to 70 teachers in a school, but we cannot have like 3 hours long meeting, 20 minutes meeting. Then how do we get these opinions? These are some of the tools that we can use. So these are some of the reasons why we say participant engagement is required. We should give them voice. Then we should ask them, not just me talking in the meeting, just like all of you shared. It was not just me doing the talking. It helped me as a facilitator to get new ideas. For the listeners also, there are multiple new ideas that we are hearing from different people. And I'm learning more. I understand these concepts better. So this is what I wanted to share. I think some of the questions were answered, but please help me, Tasneem or Deepika, if there are more questions that we want to take at this point in time, we can spend time for Q&A.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Vidya, and thank you to our audience for being such engaged and responsive. I think most of the questions you answered. There's one question in the chat box by Aditya sir sharing that engagement is a must, but I'm still thinking if using these tools in an offline meeting will be better option or actually having a face-to-face discussion. So maybe you can shed some light on that, and then maybe we will open the floor to one or two questions from participants.
So, like I said, if using these tools in offline meeting will be Aditya Agarwal, can you slightly elaborate the question? Because what I understood is, should we use these tools or rather we should have a face-to-face discussion is how I understood. Can you tell me if that's what? Yes. So I think if, like I said earlier, right, if we are a short team and we have the time, like we saw in the video, there are like 4 to 5 people in the meeting and we have the space to listen to everyone, we can go ahead with face-to-face discussion. And like someone had shared in the chat, if it's a large group of audience and we have less time, but still we want to hear from everyone, that is the time these tools will be really, really helpful. Yes.
Thank you. We have a hand raised since a long time. Syed Mohammed, sir. So
Yes.
please go ahead and ask your question. Yeah. Syed Mohammed, sir, can you hear me? Yeah, please go ahead and ask your question. Sir, if you're speaking, we are not able to hear you. Maybe you can.
Hello.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Yeah. There are some tools like Kahoot, which could be used in place of Jeopardy labs, right?
Yes.
I just wanted to.
Kahoot, quizzes, there are different apps that we can use. Yes. Thank you so much. We can keep asking. Maybe I will just share my screen because people are also sharing about how they found the session useful. So we can keep the chat going on with what is one thing that you will try differently in your staff meeting. But Salma, I see your hand raised. If you have any question, please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Actually, I am having question about Canva. So can I share the question?
You please share your question. If
Okay. So my question is that in a Canva session that we have told that you have to sign up using as an educator, right? I tried to do that, but previously last hour, I got the email that your request for the Canva in an educator it's not approved.
Okay.
So what is the other option in which I can sign up as an educator?
Okay, can we just get back to you separately on this?
Okay, ma'am, no issue. Thank you.
We will get back to you with a response for this.
Okay.
Thank you for
I
sharing.
can share the email ID of our facilitator on that day, Janani's. You can write to her as well, and I think she would be able to answer your.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes. So what is one new thing that you will try differently in your staff meeting? And I see so many people sharing that they will try Mentimeter, Slido, and all of that. So we can keep sharing those answers. Technology, Jeopardy, great. Very, very interesting. Do we have any other questions? Feedback form, yeah. I'll try a few tools. Will help us to manage it. Very nice. So we have a short post work for you. Sorry, go ahead, Akriti Sharma.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to thank you for this wonderful session. And now my question is, like last year, I have observed in my staff meetings, and we have created a separate question wall where the teachers can write their questions before the meeting. Like there will be no names will be displayed, so they can like freely like ask their questions.
Yes.
But after that there was no questions. I don't know why teachers feel like if they'll ask questions, so maybe the same student think like other teachers will make fun of them and their answers are not responded.
Okay.
So like how can we motivate the teachers on get the responses and the questions?
How can we motivate teachers to get responses is what we are asking?
Yes, ma'am, exactly.
And you're saying if teachers write, they still will be judged. Is it? Is
Yeah,
it?
the same thing, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think that's where digital tools can play a role, no? Because even when we are writing, it's very easy for us to figure out who wrote what. Not necessarily the names have to be there. And that's where digital tools like this can help, where they can openly communicate and the names will not be there. So the anonymity will definitely be there. And I think one more important thing is during staff meetings, and it will not just come suddenly in a meeting. I think it's more of a school culture as well. So as facilitators, we also have to reiterate that, reiterate and reinforce that this is a safe space and no one should be judged, and it is not an encouraged aspect to judge someone by some opinions that they share, and it is more like a culture that needs to be imbibed in the school. So that will take multiple efforts and multiple reiterations. So I think that will play a huge role.
Now, actually, we are like doing this thing from last 1 year, but still there is only one or two teachers which are like responding to this thing. And the next thing which you have told, if there are some areas where there is no connectivity, so like we can't use these digital tools.
Correct.
That's why I'm asking.
Correct. So I think what we can try to do to improve participation like that is maybe one or two meetings. As a school leader or a facilitator, we can try and co-facilitate the meeting along with them, so that they are also leading the meeting and not just responding. And they might be feeling difficulty in sharing opinions openly. So giving more spaces for them to feel not judged and giving them that space for them to talk in front of the crowd might really, really help.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I see Ilya's but hands raised. Do you want to ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, just Tasi ma'am had sent a feedback form. So can she share in a WhatsApp or email also?
Yes, sir. We would be sharing that, and in your email after the workshop, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I raise the hand. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think Vidya, we can. I think.
I will quickly share the post work.
Yeah.
So I think since we also experience some and we also have to go back and explore and only then we'll be able to use, there's a small shop post work. So you can choose any one free tool. Like many of you have already said that we're going to use Mentimeter or Slido and Jeopardy, and ask one question during the meeting. It could be as simple as what support would you do this, what support would you need this month? And see how the responses are coming and what teachers felt by giving their opinions and sharing their opinions during the meeting, and reflect on this experience and please share it with the Firki team, or you can share this experience with your peer. So I think knowing from all of you after you go back to the schools and try this, and learning from you your experiences will help us share your experiences during our sessions with other participants. So that will be really really helpful. So if there are any means by which you can share, did this help, no it did not work, can also be a feedback. So we will also start thinking about new tools. Like you said, if there is a whole large team, then Mentimeter cannot be used. And I will also go back and look for more tools which will support more participants. So all of your feedback would really, really help us in enhancing these discussions going forward. So that's what I wanted to share. So if you could share your feedback, your experience with Firki team, it would be really, really helpful. Yes, with that, I will stop my.
Thank you so much, Vidya. I would like to thank you for being generous with your time, your expertise, and also like to thank our audience for joining us today. Let's all take a moment to thank Vidya for such an inspiring and practical session. So, if you enjoyed the session, show some love with a Zoom reaction, a clap, a heart, or just a big smile. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. And before you leave, please take a minute to give us feedback on your learning experience with the 3-day workshop. This will help us grow and improve our resources for you. Also, once you fill out the feedback form, you will receive the certificate of attendance at your registered email ID. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them to programs@firki.co. So please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter for regular updates. And thank you for joining us this evening and engaging during the session. We hope you found it valuable. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. So I see Nagraj's hand raised. Is it for a question?
Yeah, hi.